Hello again! Doc on the clock with more of the monster that is Action 52! Scarier than giant spiders and worse than movies based on them. Today, Storm Over the Desert, Meong, City of Doom, and Starevil. Oh, I'm going to like this. Storm Over the Desert. It actually has a title screen. General Patton versus Saddam Hussein, I assume. So this game is, you are in a very slow-moving tank. You can shoot at enemy tanks which are pink for some unknown reason. There are also enemy soldiers which are tiny. And every now and then, giant Saddam Hussein appears. You can just run into him and nothing happens. He's pretty useless. Was this a commentary? Well, it came about 12 years early. It's 12 years early for me. I know there was a whole Iraq thing back in 1991, but I remember the one back in 2003. Wherein we took down a dictator and then proceeded to give the entire country 11 years worth of hellish strife. Good job, America! But this is not the time for political commentary. Although, politics is scarier than any other monster I could come up with. Nah, well, we'll stick with the traditional stuff. Anyway, I've noticed that I've been taking several hits and have yet to die or even show any sorts of damage. So I'm wondering now what it would take for me to die. I guess running into a tank probably does it. And good, by the way, good choice to go with no music and instead that grating tank moving sounds being the only thing you hear throughout the entire game. Clearly, that was a fantastic executive decision on the part of the executive who was in charge of making this game. So irritated that I'm not even going to bother running myself out of lives for it. Meong. That sounds weird and looks weirder. Okay, this is a game where things were done badly. There are supposed to be bombs and pits around here somewhere. You can't see any of them because the way the game was programmed doesn't show them up very well. Okay, so I can see a couple of pits. They only show up very rarely, though. So, just proceeding at a very slow pace. One of these days I'm going to hit a bomb. I'm not ever going to see it. By the way, that is not a programmed move. I'm just doing it that slowly for my own benefit. Interesting. Things seem to be showing up a little bit better than they usually do. I mean, I watch people play this and I can't see any sign of the hazards, but they're actually kind of appearing. Also good use of the A52 tile. That is not at all visually uninteresting or unappealing. Because you really thought that Action 52 was going to be the breakout, didn't you? I'm surprised that I have not run into any disasters yet. The only time I died was when I just didn't do anything. You don't want to stay still for too long, I guess. I don't know if that only applies at the very beginning of the game or is just a standard rule. But I'm going to assume it's a standard rule because that's the safe way of deciding it. After all, if it's not the standard rule, I still don't die if I treat it like it is. The safe path is sometimes the best path. It seems like they ran out of hazards. Ah, there are some. Yeah, super exciting, isn't it? Still, if I can get past the first level, I'll be pretty happy. It's something that most people who play this don't do. Maybe they just don't have the patience. They've already played 18 bad games by the time they've gotten to this, and then they see this one and they are completely lost because things aren't showing up. And wow, I got blown up right at the very end. How about that? I'm done. No need to prolong it. I made my point. City of Doom. So, just climb up and destroy things that are falling on top of you. You have a health bar. Windows are death. Stay away from them. All you have to do is just keep climbing up, really. You have to keep hitting the button to fire, but you just keep going. Really, there's not a whole lot of danger. Those birds are really the only thing that are a real threat to hit me, and it's difficult to determine how to dodge them best. But if you die, you get turned into an angel. Let's try this side and see if things work out any better. Well, so far they are. Also, you have directional firing based on the direction you've last pushed, which seems kind of ineffective to me. I mean, I'm all for having flexibility, but your hazard... Because of how the game is, if your hazard is lateral to you, your best bet is just to climb. Nothing is going to come at you from below. So really, forward is the only direction you need. And yes, we have climbed so high we've gone into space. Where are we, Dubai? What building are we at that is so high that we exceed the horizon line? But even though we are up in space, their gravity is still in effect and the bowling balls still hurt. I'd like to see more adherence to the laws of Newton, please. Those two objects did not fall at the same speed. The right side is definitely less dangerous, though. If only for the fact that the flying critters just don't come over here as often. It seems like some are supposed to be spawning. I see flickering over on the right side, but they don't seem to be doing anything, so I'm going to use that to my advantage. Of course, I'm not completely immune from the flyers, but well, I said was that less likely. And they seem intent on proving me wrong. Yeah, because of how far up you are on the screen, it's kind of pointless to try to dodge things. By the time you see them, it's already too late. Apparently there's a boss up there, but we're never going to beat him. Starevil! Rather famous one for its opening trick. Hold to a direction, otherwise you die! So you can, if you mash the fire button, you can have as many shots as you want, and you can actually kind of run so many shots on the screen that the score is weirdly pixelated. You can have so many shots on the screen that prevents spawning. That can be a problem though when you get to the boss area, because you can keep the boss from spawning. But once the boss is on the screen, you're safe. In a manner of speaking. Yeah, I recommend going to the left at the first screen. The right, it looked like I should have been able to go through, but the hitboxes are again kind of out of whack. I just took damage from running into the things, but did not die from it. I guess maybe you have to kind of hit directly to die instantly? Whatever, I'm not complaining. I'd like to see if it'll let me advance to stage 2, though. Whoa. I do wonder what we're fighting here, though. Looks like our enemy is a giant birthday cake. I forgot that does that in stage 2 as well. Well, I think that's enough Starevil, though. That's all for me for now. Until next time, this is Doc. I'll see you later.